Did they help? Did they do nothing? Did they make your life harder?
Bit of both. They'll help you out, and when it comes to all the sort of technical stuff in the field, help you out. But you get a bit of a hard time in the background as being the youngest guy there, and they'll try and initiate you in some ways, whether that being making you sing at the front of the bus or after the game, sinking a load of beers. But it's a good environment. We had a mix of all sorts of different people. I think by that stage of the tour, there was a lot of injuries and a mixed squad. So I was around some good people, and I was hungry for the opportunity. So it just, thankfully, it went okay for me, and that then sort of led to other opportunities.
Excellent. And the overall, I've always wondered at these elite levels, so you're up against it, you go in at half time, you go in that dressing room, we're watching the telly, all you see is the door shuts. Mm-hmm. I mean, what's the dynamic like in those situations?
It depends how the game's going. If you're getting beat and you've not fronted up and as a collective group went out and done what you've said you wanted to do, normally the coach is going to be angry, and most of the time we'll try and send a message. That can be done in different ways. I've been in changing rooms where people have been singled out, and it's quite intense, mm-hmm. and people are copping all sorts of abuse. But
do the players have a go at each other, or is it for the coach?
Not usually. You would see players having a go at each other. There are players out there that have reputations of going at other players in the team. I was quite fortunate. I never really had anybody like that I played with, but you do hear about it. Occasionally things would get a little bit heated, but it was never to the point of blame and destruction. It was just quite constructive a lot of the time. Yes, on occasion a coach would do that, completely lose it with somebody and isolate them in front of the whole team and go through them. That happened, but fortunately it didn't happen between the players. I think it's really important for the people on the field to stay together. As much as it gets difficult and tough conversations are had, when it becomes to the point of like blaming and pointing the finger and really going at somebody, I just don't think that's helpful in the slightest. And it's probably not helpful from a coach either, unless you're 16 years old and
you need it.
You maybe need it, at that certain point in your life. But I think when you're dealing with adults, I generally think that way of dealing with things never really gets a good response.
Can you hide on a professional rugby field?
You can try, but I mean, once you get to a certain level, you'll get found out. When you look at kids rugby, even 16s, 18s, loads of kids are hiding.
I see ones you don't fancy it today, and
see all over the place. And I've been that guy before. Mm-hmm. Maybe I was nursing an injury or something, and didn't fancy tackling on my right shoulder. But once you get to a certain level, it's just clear as day when you are doing that. You have to be all in. You have to commit. Even if you are carrying an injury, you still have to commit. Mm-hmm. So you don't generally see that in the professional game, or even like men's games above a certain level. You're all in or you're out. Honestly, it was like an acrobatic backwards roll, flip back up onto my feet, and the crowd were just like, ooh. And then after that, I ended up on the wing, and the Fijian player got the ball. He kicked it over my head. I ran back to try and get the ball, tried to pick it up. As I went to pick it up, the ball bounced the other way. He picked it up and scored under the posts. And then a few minutes later, the thing that happened first of all, where I got rolled off a ball, that happened again. So this was all within about 3 or 4 minutes.
Oh, wow. Right.
And I'm just like, a deer in the headlights. I don't know what's going on. And I ended up getting pulled off at half time, and that was the last I played that tournament. So
for the whole tournament?
That was the kind of level that we were at. The coach just, obviously a couple of bad things happened, and then at that age as an 18-year-old, that you don't really know how to deal with it. You kind of go into this state of shock.